Welcome to the ultimate guide to winning Facebook ad creatives for DTC brands without wasting thousands testing poor ad creatives, because we've all been there. My name's Adam Taylor, I'm the founder at Media Engineered. We make hundreds of ad creatives every single month. We've scaled multiple DTC brands, added 6 figures in MRR to brands, all with our creative systems. So let's get straight into it. The foundations to your creative success is your research, and I always bang on about research because it is just so important. These are literally the foundations to what everything's going to build off, and it starts with your customers and your previous ads. So they're the two most important pillars. Previous ads is what's going on in your ad account in the minute, what's working, because this is the market's current feedback. So if you've got ads running at the minute, this is your best source of information to see what works, what style, what concept, what pain points, everything about that ad, everything about the winners, everything about the losers. You can look into this and see, okay, what's working, what isn't working, and how can we build from this? And then just as important is customers, because everything comes down to customers. Your ad needs to be edited in a way that your customer likes, using music. It's got to include the right shots to make sure that the customer is engaged, the right script to make sure that the customer can relate to the pain points that you're talking about, to the desired outcomes, to the product, everything like that. So previous ads and customers, the two most important. As well as that, we have brand and competitors. So competitors, you can research your competitors' ads, see what they're doing at the minute. It gives you a good idea of what might be working in the industry, what style, just basically give you some inspiration in terms of editing and any concepts that you think might work for you. Then you also have brand. So this is basically the sprinkle on top that you can weave into your ad creatives to basically see what USPs you have, what benefits you've got over your competitors that you can add into your ads, any risk reversals, any free shipping and stuff like that. So this is the 4 pillars of your research, and if you do all of these correctly, then you're going to get some good creatives, because this is the foundations. If you do the research correctly, then the script writing, the shots, the editing will all be a breeze. So once you've done your research, this is when you come up with a strategy, and your strategy is going to include the concept and the angle that you want to go with. So there's a load of different concepts here, and this is not a finished list by any means, but this includes all the good concepts that I've found have been really successful with my clients. So let's just go through them right now. We have a testimonial style right now, which is pretty much as authentic as you can get with an ad. It's just, here it's a woman stood there reviewing the product, and very easy to get wrong if the shots are boring, if the script isn't good enough, and it's just a woman talking to a camera. It's not engaging, the script's not good enough, so it can be very easy to get wrong. You can see this example here does it very well. It's got shots coming up on screen whilst keeping the woman behind, so it's that authentic testimonial, then just shots in a similar location. So I think this does a great job at it, and this is basically just an honest review. We have this 3 reasons why, which is a listicle style ad, which is basically just listing 3 benefits, but it doesn't have to just be 3, it can be however many, and you can continue the ad after the 3 reasons why, but it's just a really trending method and concept, because it makes people want to watch. If people are thinking, okay, what is this first reason? What's the second reason? And especially if the hook's really engaging, you're going to get a lot of viewers on this, and you're going to get a good hold rate, good hook rate. So yeah, always a good concept to try. Product demo, of course, is always speaks for itself. Using the product, whatever the product may be. So this is a fitness kind of challenge. Good product demo, but it could be for leggings, it could be whatever it may be. There's so many different ways you can do a product demo, and it's always an effective way to basically allow the customers to envisage what it's going to be like when they've got the product. We have an educational style concept. So if your product here is for example, this is a SaaS product, so it's in detail, it's explaining exactly what the product does. Now, this is more of a top of funnel ad, awareness style ad. You're still going to convert with it, but it's just good to explain to your customers exactly what your product is, especially if it is more of a complex product that needs explaining, that your customers might not have seen before, or you have extra USPs, extra benefits that are going to surprise people. Then yeah, this is definitely one that you should be testing out. We have TikTok comment. Now, this isn't a concept in itself. This is more of a hook style where you have the TikTok comment on screen, and you're actually, oh, I think this is mixed up here. So the TikTok comment one is here. So where you have the TikTok comment on screen, and this is really authentic because it's native to the platform, and it's also answering a question from a comment, which is pretty common within TikTok. So you can see here, just a real natural question, and then she's answering it in the ad. So super effective, and you have this on for either the whole thing or just the hook, but it's a good way to hook people in because people will read that and then they'll want to know the answer themselves. And then it makes sense. The problem solution one has ended up over here. So a problem solution ad, and this is an absolute winning ad, really, really innovative and clever. But this is basically where you clearly call out a pain point and a problem, and then you show your product as the solution. So in this one, it's laser removal's too expensive, shaving hurts. And there's another one in there, but use this nude and you can get completely hairless, pain-free, quick, easy. So really good ad, and if your product leans into solving a big problem like this, then 100% you should try. So we've got this how-to tutorial as well, which I love personally, really good for beauty products and skincare and stuff like that, and it can work for other niches. But pretty much just a tutorial, really natural, but you've still got to keep the shot list good, you've still got to keep the script good. It's a script in disguise, as I like to say, or ad in disguise. You've got to keep it really, really good, really, really tight, not just a boring how-to tutorial like organic style, because it just won't convert. So yeah, how-to tutorial can be really effective as well. And then we have before and after. So before and after, it speaks for itself. Really good results that I've seen. This one is from using some kind of hair product, so before and after, and I think it's really effective because it makes people want to watch. First of all, if you start with a before and after, but you can test it with the static ads, and all of these you can test with static ads. If you don't want to go with the videos first, maybe try and test it with a static ad. If it gets a little bit of traction, then you can make it with a video as well, and you can do that vice versa. So yeah, effective way to test angles as well. So the third step is to make variations. So I see a lot of brands make this mistake where they just throw one ad into the ad account, which has a really good script and the shots are really good, but the hook just isn't quite good enough. And at the end of the day, you don't always know what hook is going to work. You can do your best and you can put your all into making a hook, but sometimes the market just doesn't react to it well. So it'd be a huge shame if you had the perfect script, the perfect shots, but the hook just wasn't good enough, and you write that ad off as a winner. So yeah, that little story really emphasizes why you need to be testing hook variations, length variations, framework variations. Hooks will be your biggest, winner when you're making variations, but it's also good to do the length, to do the framework, music, subtitles. There's so many different things you could test. Optimize for hook first, in my opinion, and you can also try a few different other things, but hook first. And you can see here, this is some ads that we made for Stars and Honey, and we've got 4 different hooks where the script's the exact same, but the actual hook is probably the first 3 to 5 seconds we've actually changed. So always make variations. I've seen it happen so many times where, even 3 variations weren't that good, but then 2 were absolute winners. And it just shows the importance of a good hook because the rest of the video is the same. And that goes with the length. Once you get winners, you can shorten the length, make the ad longer, different music. So just make sure you're making variations because your script could be perfect, your shots could be perfect, but you just need that little thing extra to get it across the line. So yeah, make variations, whether it's 5 variations, 3 variations, even up to 6 variations of an ad, I think could be justified. So next we move on to follow frameworks. Now, if you aren't experienced writing scripts, then it's really important to follow frameworks, and that's because it ensures that you hit different points and you're not going to be having an ad that isn't calling out problems, isn't calling out pain points, failed solutions, objections, and everything like that. So here's an example of a framework: hook, problem, credibility, 3-way failed solution, demo, desired end results, social proof, and risk reversal, CTA. And this framework is really good. It honestly has worked so many times, but there's one slight problem that I see when people try to replicate this hook that they get wrong. They make it too long and too AI generated and too rigid, I guess. So they'll have a hook which is a couple of sentences, a problem that is a couple of sentences, so on and so forth. So all of these will be a couple of sentences long, and before you know it, you've got an ad that is a minute to 2 minutes long or a minute 30 long. It's just too long, it's too structured, it's too robotic. People put this into ChatGPT and ask them to write a script, and it doesn't work. It needs to flow into it. You need to write it yourself and roughly follow this. You know, if you have one the wrong way around or you miss one, it's not a huge deal, but make sure the most important thing, you have a captivating hook that is really engaging, grabbing people's attention, and you basically just try and follow this through, writing it as naturally as you can, and it all flows together well. So just try and avoid it being robotic and too scripted. And if you do follow a framework, it just ensures that you're hitting all the good spots, and you're not missing anything out. And you are going to be taking your customers on a journey, telling them what they want to hear. It sounds cliche, but you are taking them on a journey, telling them exactly what they want to hear to be able to buy, to be able to make that click. So next steps, once you've written the scripts, you've got the ads back. Of course, you need to edit them in a way that matches your ICP's taste and edit them so they're engaging. But then you will go ahead and launch the ads. And I see a lot of mistakes when it comes to analysing ad accounts. And a lot of people, and me included when I first started, you get caught up in the soft metrics. So click-through rates, impressions, CPM, hook rate, hold rate, when in reality, this stuff doesn't actually matter. All that matters is your ad making money? That's the bottom line. And if it is, you can start to look at the soft metrics after. So I like to break it up into two categories. I have, is it working and why is it working? So inside is it working, we have amount spent, results, cost per result. Now Facebook will allocate spend to ads that are really good. You will be getting lots of results from ads that are really good. You will be getting a low cost per result for ads that are really good. So this box here is all that matters. If you aren't getting any results, you're not getting spend, you're not getting a good cost per result, then there's no point looking at these metrics, because honestly, they don't matter. However, and that's on a media buying side of things. However, if you are going to analyze these creatives and start to look at how I can make a new batch, so from a creative agency point of view, that's when the soft metrics come in. You can start to analyze the creative as a whole and see, okay, so we've got a winning creative that has got lots spent, that has got lots of results, that has got a low cost per result. And then you can start to compare the soft metrics together to see, okay, maybe yours just didn't have a good hook rate, and you can put a new hook on it, and maybe you can salvage a loser, and you can start to Frankenstein some ads together. So that's where the soft metrics come in, and you can start to understand why that worked. And when you are making a new batch, you can start to take pieces. Okay, the hook rate was really high, but the hold rate wasn't too good. Okay, why am I not holding my customers? What can I do to make this ad more engaging throughout? And you can use all of these metrics, majority of these metrics, to judge how you can improve your creatives next time. You know, stuff like frequency, to basically see how well, where this ad falls in the funnel. We have CPM, reach, and impressions that, you know, your ad doesn't actually affect too much, but it's good to have. And then you have post shares, video average play time, which is just good knowledge, which will help you when you're making your next batch. So this is what matters, but when you come to making new batches, you should pay attention to these metrics as well. And that's it. So there's really not too much to go off with the ad creatives, because you don't want to overcomplicate these things. Simplify it as much as possible, because from what I've found, simplicity wins. And I can honestly say, if you follow this framework, you will get really good results, and just don't overcomplicate it too much. So do your research, come up with a strategy, write the script, edit the ads, launch the ads, and then analyze the ads and refer back to your initial strategy. And then you can start to see, okay, so this concept did really well, this one didn't. Okay, I'm not going to do any more of this concept. Maybe let's try a couple more of these. Let's add a new test in and just have a real strategic way to push your creatives, and just get everything down on a document so you can track the creatives, what's working, what isn't, and that's how to win with your creatives. That is honestly the 80-20 of it all. And if you do these basics right, then you will definitely get good results and you can optimize the rest later. So if you're interested in me making these creatives to help scale your DTC brand, let's chat. Book a call with me using the link below this video and I look forward to speaking.